Greetings and salutations! Today we have the Scavenging Sphinx versus Short and Stout. I haven't really played much with this team, so I'm not entirely certain what they're capable of. I do know they hit hard and they're one of the more punchy undead teams. Bob and Jim seem uncharacteristically quiet today. It's glad to have the extra Troll Slayer back now. I suspect I'll need it for this match.
Khemri Teams love a fight, but they have a nasty habit of coming to bits when you touch them.
Let's see. They have piling on, so they can jump on someone after a blitz, regeneration, however decay. That's interesting. Ooh, and Golden Beard is out already. Well, damn.
Player better get up. Nothing good comes from spending any time on the ground in this game.
The fans are not friendly to Short and Stout today, so decay. When this player suffers a casualty result on the injury table, roll twice on the casualty table and apply both results. The player will only miss one future match because of injuries. Successful regeneration roll will heal both results, so if they get injured twice. We have skeletal block. Interesting. Oh, it just looks like that particular star player, and ooh, we have a very skilled player here with guard and block. It's regeneration, sure hands. Give us regeneration, sure hands, and accurate. We have a very, very throwy undead team here.
They picked up the ball. I suppose I should say something memorable or funny.
Oh, looks like Scavenging Sphinx may actually try to pass the ball. We need to see more of this in our matches.
Now, like a halfling on a hot dinner.
Speaking of halflings on hot dinner, is that really wise, Cotter?
Looks like his. It's not going to be easy to shift.
I'm not so sure. The trunk. You'll end up flat out on the field like any other.
You went flying! Dude, the Tomb Guardians are pretty damn tough. I think only the Treeman who can really stand up to
Two
them.
big guys is always better than one.
Ah, yes, true. The Treemen are slightly stronger. As shown.
Fight night. Let the bed bugs bite.
And admittedly, I'm not
Really?
even going to
No,
try
no.
to say his name.
They're massive and can take your hand right off.
Dauntless coming into play there quite well. Down he goes, and stand firm keeps him from heading towards the edge of the pitch. Oh, in spite of the hostile crowd, Short and Stout seem to be fighting back quite well.
Well, that'll shake things up.
Oh dear. That is...
I wasn't expecting it. By the looks of things, neither were they.
That was surprisingly successful. If we see any of these guys decaying, I'll be surprised. Honestly, if we see any of the undead guy actually dying or having any long-term injuries in this match, I'll also be surprised. Nearly the entire... I think the... Yes, sorry. The entire team has
Nothing
regeneration.
better than hitting someone smaller than you, Jim. This formation gives them a safe progression. It's going to be hard to make them lose the ball. What are they slapping each other? Dead fish? What's the force behind those punches?
It seems a relatively unsuccessful counterattack by Scavenging 6.
Oh! That looks painful.
But will his regeneration bring him back?
And the injured player slowly but surely regenerates himself.
Yeah, so they have plenty of spare hands. And another injury.
That's why I love this game.
And another recovery.
And they keep coming back. I love it.
How's our out for this drive? Overall, if this keeps up, that well,
Headshot.
nice. I think the Scavenging 6 are going to possibly outlast the dwarves. And that'll probably be a first we've seen with Short and Stout. I mean, so far the punching game has really been to their advantage. Two fails at Dauntless. One slippery little halfling running away. If this was any other matchup, I would call it interesting, but
Fair
this is
fight can
particularly
be so
sedate.
Overrated. There's always room in sport.
Ouch.
That player is looking rather smug for remaining upright. Pride comes before the fall. Sometimes the underdog wins the fight. Not this time.
Ooh, and then we get to see the piling on. Both of them are down.
All they had to do was jump on the body, Jim. It's not hard.
If I had a gold crown for every player I've seen lying on the field during my career, well, I could start my own team. You only need 1 million gold, right?
Now if we got leap up on one of these big guys, that would really make that piling on far more dangerous. Still, with their strength and capability, it's only a matter of time until one puts down a dwarf for the entirety of the match. And possibly permanently.
I get it. They want to pick up the ball. But you got to get rid of your opponent first. I call that a tie.
So it looks like most of Scavenging Sphinx is picking itself off the floor right now. Ooh, we have a blitz. And a dodge. Very nice. Oh, a 5 plus as
They're going
well.
for the ball.
Now that was very fortunate for them. He'd only just gotten back up, the poor sod. And the turn is hardly over before the dwarves are already moving. Oh, damn. Another reroll there.
With arms like trees. It's only going to be one result. Hang on, did you see that? Ouch. Must really hurt.
Oh, no regeneration. One of them's actually out. Nothing too serious, but you never know. That gives us hope for later.
The ball is in the dwarf's rather big and ungainly hands.
Yes, the Blitzers actually have a reasonable agility. Agility 3 instead of agility 2. And down you go again.
Let's take a quick look at that player. Yes, the unmistakable sign of a player's eyes rolling up into his head. He'll be out for some time.
Ooh. Again, another fortunate dodge roll.
Ruffles balls, Jim.
And a very
They're
fortunate
going for the ball.
block.
It was time. Not far from the end zone.
Oh, this is just harsh. Scavenging his Sphinx have had some very fortunate. Yes, very fortunate blitzers.
Not. If you're gonna try something, do it right.
A prone player is a dead player. Oftentimes at any rate.
Not so much in modern Blood Bowl. You don't get star player points for fouling anymore. So many teams have slowly stopped doing it. A bit dull if you'd ask me.
They expect a player to relieve his team. Well done.
Nap time.
Fans are ready. So am I. Just one more step. Those bearded stunty gits got the ball.
I love how they always sound so surprised. Well, Open Heart's earned enough star player points for this match already. But we're getting a new skill next time. Yes, he could have just gone straight for the touchdown, but it's turn 6. There's a little bit of leeway.
If the player is pushed here, it will finish in the public. And in general, fans are much more dangerous than players.
Yes, it definitely looks like Short and Stout are trying to get a few more injuries or KOs before the whistle is blown. Sadly for them though, they don't seem to be getting the injury rolls they need. The undead are reasonably tough.
Look, they're not moving an inch. They're a wall.
Now that was a very risky thought, but it paid off.
And everyone is up, and we have a blitz. And a successful blitz at that.
It reminds me of the famous story of Nurgling and the Great Unclean One. But this time, no miracles.
Always the issue with the tree, man. You can't always see the dice rolls. Again, a solid blow, but can't get through that armor. 8 or more on 2d6.
One side got superior numbers. Always good for a laugh. Knockout!
And into the crowd he goes. Ooh. And souvenir collecting begins. Anyone want a rub bone? Still, there's plenty of skeletons where he came from, so what we really need is one of the Tomb Guardians to get knocked out. Or taken out permanently.
The little guy next the big guy. That's going to perk the crowd just as the half-time whistle blows. And it's gone! The match is launched for real.
One dead and injured. Oh dear. Nearly all of knocked out players returning. The Apothecaries and Necromancers doing a very good job today.
Ah, here comes some sleeping beauties. Important thing, you gotta keep possession of the ball and not lose it. A strike back would be terrible.
Quick snap. All players of Scavenging Sphinx may move into one adjacent square. This is a free move. Will they take any advantage of it? They seem to have set up rather far back. I think they realise that there's not much they can do in this last turn. He is surprisingly nimble. He can go quite far.
They're getting up close and personal, Bob.
Need to be close. So close they can smell your breath and see the dead insects in your teeth.
Yes, they've picked up the ball. Whoopie-dee-doo.
Oh, who's the poor unfortunate soul?
That's quite a mismatch, Bob.
I know. That weedy fella's gonna get splashed. Oh, I'm excited, Jim.
Oh. Yes, Iron Hand met Banjo's Knuckles there.
Two big goons that get together and fall on you. It can really hurt.
Another injury.
It's starting to look a little uneven.
It's great, Jim.
One
I
less
smell
movement.
obliteration. Bloody.
That's a permanent
You're going to
injury.
spend time on the bench for that.
And a nasty one of that on their blocker. That's a skeleton they can't really replace easily. Granted, he is a blocker, so they can just put him on the line of scrummage and he'll be fine in the future, but that's still not a good result.
More pain for that team. Their pain is...
Wasn't this player injured? Am I seeing things?
No, he regenerated himself, Bob.
Crying shame, but hey, every time one of those injuries get hit, well, it still counts for star player points. Even if you regenerate it, it's still an injury in the first place. Oh dear, what's happening over here? The two Guardians are rather scary, but so far, they've been relatively sedate. I mean, they have been jumping on a dwarf's head every so often, but to no real effect. Oh, and the older knocked out players are back. We can't have the teams too
All
uneven.
the knocked out players are back on the field. How delightful. This team needs to remain calm and collected, or else they'll be kicking the ball back to the winning team again.
High kick. Any player of short and stouts who's not in a tackle zone can be moved under the ball. Well, we know who that's going to be. Percival, get to the back.
Smack.
Oh, excuse me.
What's the point? They want to fight 1 against 11?
And I look away for a
Well,
second.
at least they're not dead.
Oh. Well, I was about to say that Scavenging Sphinx must have had some very good early games for the fact that they've got 3 extra players. Yes, and necromantic teams do have necromancers, and if they kill people in their games, well, they get to potentially raise them and keep them as players. Skeletons are cheap though, so they may have just spent all their money on that. But now they're down to the actual last 11 players. he goes. It looks like Short and Stout are just trying to keep a nice aggressive line here.
An average pass. Let's see if it's caught it.
Look at this. Hey, they're moving the ball really well.
Well, that was quicker than expected. At least someone's doing some passing action. Though, let's be honest, in that first half, Scavenging Sphinx didn't really get the chance to move down the pitch, did they now? However, to be fair, if they were playing against a human team, I suspect those Tomb Guardians would have already had quite a few injuries under their belts.
It reminds me of the famous story of Nurgling and the Great But this time, no miracle.
Hey, what's that? Not so much a pile on as a pile up.
Another player on the ground. The coach will be spitting teeth about this.
Run, little one, run! Down he goes. Yes, the Tomb Guardians are the big guys of the Scavenging Sphinx, but the fact they've got to rely on mostly regular skeletons does leave them a little weak. I do wonder if they have any other types of special player. I mean, they do have the throwers, which is something that many undead teams just do not have. They you know, carry the ball quite well. But in this big old scrum, well, there is a slight disadvantage.
Yeah, smells like a good old-fashioned fight.
Sometimes.
No piling on this time either.
With arms like trees. There's only going to be one result. What's happening down there? Oh! Rather them than me.
They hit them and they keep coming back. I love it.
You gotta love how the undead rattle when they hit the floor.
I didn't like that. And it paid off. Good old stuff.
Looks like this has just turned into a roadblock. Yes, the undead are going down, but they're not going down long enough for the Short and Stout to really break through.
Not a wise place to end your turn on the border of the pitch. If the player gets pushed into the crowd, well, last time that happened, it took 3 days to piece the body back together.
We've got one tree man not going anywhere for some time. Why not give him a friend to play with? Ooh. Meanwhile, Shakewood's deciding to find some new
We're gonna
friends.
change road ball here. It's a solid tactic. Watch this. Light these players up. There's no stopping them.
Oh, look at that snotling attacking the troll.
Go, go, go! Please move a little further.
With fists flailing, he's following up, hoping to get the knockdown next time.
Well, they're trying. It looks like the net's closing in on them.
The player's fist is approximately the same size as his entire opponent.
It doesn't feel like there's so much a cage around the ball, but a rather hostile net.
Will the big one manage to lay out an opponent of half his strength?
Oh!
That one's got fists bigger than ham joints.
Smack!
You shouldn't have ignored the treatment. You'll regret that.
A block made out of desperation, no doubt. This time it worked.
Looks like they're lining up a block. Maybe a throw. We've not seen one of those yet.
That player's a real wall.
Oh, it's looking less likely he will.
Between brain versus brawn. Brain wins.
I wouldn't really consider the Troll Slayer's brain in this regard. It's brawn and slightly less brawn. Okay, let's zoom back in on the action.
Go, big guy. Trample all over him.
The bigger they are,
The harder they punch.
Oh, and it looks
another
like...
coach who has forgotten to water his baobab.
Yes, it looks like the treatment will be not proceeding any further down the pitch. Which is a shame for Short and Stout.
It's a shame. This big guy should now.
Risky, but it paid off. And the last of the Short and Stout rerolls. Somewhat of a waste, but really didn't want your turn ending there, did you?
In these conditions, it's just crazy. Well, that'll shake things up. The strength of dare, unfortunately, fighting skills of a fool, though. Smack!
There's an opening, but can they capitalize on it?
Will the big one manage to lay out an opponent of half his strength? That's quite a mismatch, Bob.
I know. That weedy fella's gonna get smashed. Oh, I'm excited, Jim.
No piling on! The sash. It was just a completely non-plus casual kick to the face. Run, little halfling, run. Perhaps you'll get extra portions tonight.
Because two big guys is always better than one. That's gonna hurt in the morning.
You really couldn't ask for a better guardian. Oof. Bloody mess on the side of the pitch, though. Is that from earlier?
That's a dangerous place to be.
Only use for a ball, in my opinion, to highlight who gets hit next.
Not again! However, that fixed skull's stopping him from getting too many injuries. You can see without the treatment to back them up. Short and Stout are having a lot more trouble with the Tomb Guardians.
Less confront the wrong the easier it's going to be.
Oh no! Oh no, that turned from very hopeful to very dangerous. And I think it's going to be 1-0. I think that was the last turn for Short and Stout. Oh, that's just heartbreaking.
Ball in danger, and carrier too.
There's no harm in making a block on the ball carrier. Well, actually, you could do a lot of harm. That's kind of the point.
Sometimes the seemingly safe play is the not always the correct one. Ah, yes, safe. I mean, you might have trouble dodging away from all this if there is another turn, but I think this is essentially the last
Hardly
turn.
what you'd call an exciting score.
Well, yes, this match was definitely dominated by Short and Stout. An amazing amount of injuries inflicted, an amazing amount of injuries recovered. 11-star player points for old Beach Shakewood. He did perform well. He was very punchy today. In fact, most of the players were. If they'd just gotten one more touchdown though, oh, that would have been perfect for them, but sadly, not to be. And there's just 2 more matches left in this round robin before the tournament continues. I suspect with 4 wins under their belt, they've currently got the highest amount of wins in their little league. But we'll see. After all, it doesn't. Even if you reach the tournament and the knockout cup, well, if you've had half your players killed and you're stuck with newbies, that could be a problem. But I will see you next time.